thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying and being with us this afternoon. I'm so proud and honored to bring back to the stage the director of the wonderful film you just seen, Trân Anh Hùng.
Thank you.
We also have a translator in case it's needed, but I know your English is amazing, and
oh no,
and so is your French. We'll be fine. I really hope you had a really lovely brunch before, or it's waiting for you after. It's quite extraordinary to see how you managed to film food in such an appealing way. Maybe we can start a little bit by your collaboration with your director of photography, Juliette and Rigbourg, because there's many culinary films that have been made, but it's extremely hard to transcend the art of culinary art to that way. And are you mixed it in a way that seems part of the story, part of the love story, part of the period as well? But it's also so sensual. And sensuality in your film is a common thread. However, to that level of culinary art is quite something.
Yes, food is essentially sensuality. So for me, I wanted to make a movie that has this quality, because film, movies, it's the art of the incarnation, meaning that you put ideas and dialogue inside the body of the actors. So the skin is something that is really important for me on the screen. So my request with the DOP is always to give me the skin, because this would express everything that I need. So the light is part of the beauty of the movie, and it's something that belongs to him. But of course, if there was not a very good artistic direction before his light, it would not be, I say good. That's why we have in the room Tran Nguyen Ke. She's the director artistic of the movie. So everything, yeah. So, like Dodin and Eugénie, she worked with me for a very long time, and eventually we also a couple. And,
and she's yes. Still alive. She's not a ghost.
Yes. But of course, there is two parts in the work of DOP, light, but also the frame. And the frame, it's my part. I told him that it's a part of the mise en scène and the drama. So it belongs to me. So we work like this. It's very simple.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. This story is actually adapted from a novel that was also, I think, the first title of the film, The Passion of Dodin Ruffon. And can you talk about how you got in contact with the novel and what inspired you to adapt it? What was your process in the first move for the adaptation?
Of course, I read a lot to find a subject for a movie. So I read this book, and there are in the book a lot of pages that were really amazing about food, about how people talk about food. So I kept all these ideas, but I told another story than the story in the book, because it was not that interesting. and but at my age, and I wanted to make a movie about marital love, that kind of love that is not, passion, no confrontation, and that kind of feeling that lasts, So it was the opportunity for me to have a story that I didn't like. So I told the story that was before the book. Yes, because the book starts with the death of Eugénie.
I mean, but it's the love story is beautiful because it's really transcendent in the love, but it's also very down to earth, as you say. It's very grounded in the food, in the touching, in the feeling, and what you eat, and it works on both levels. And the fact that you managed to get Juliette Binoche and Benoît Magimel to carry and portray this relationship is also quite amazing. So can you talk about approaching them in working together again for this couple?
Oh yes, because they were a couple. 20 years ago they have a daughter, but they didn't work together for almost 20 years. And from the beginning, I wanted to have them because for me it was obvious, not because of their story, personal story, because I'm not that kind of director who would like to, to work on this level. I really don't care about, having the truth from the actor. All I need is expressivity. Something that is enough for me to create meaning and emotions. So from the beginning, Juliette was there, and we wanted to work together.
You got to Juliette first?
Yes, because we know each other for a while, and we promised to make a movie together. So this was the right time, the right age for her also. And Benoît came later because Juliette was afraid that Benoît would not accept because of their story. But so I have to wait very, at the end I asked Benoît and he said yes, right away. And then she told me that maybe, Hung, it's going to be difficult. I told her, come on, we are going to, shoot a movie together. Tell me what will be, the problem. She said, you'll see. I said, okay. But finally, it was just, a pleasure for me to see them, working because they are such a great professional and, great actors. It was really a pleasure.
I mean, Juliette is a great actress, and I think she's quite well known in the US because she's made a lot of international film, and a lot of her film play here. I love when she expresses herself fully, when the laugh of Juliette Binoche is it was great to see it incorporated in a story that doesn't necessarily bring
It's interesting, the laugh, because she laughed in this scene. So during the, how you call it, le doublage, pas le doublage, mais quand on refait les voix, oui. Not the dubbing, yes. Oui, the looping, yes. So and when we arrive at this moment where she's laughing, and I told her, Juliette, it's more Juliette than Eugénie, right? She said, oh, okay, right. So I do it again. So it's another laugh, but it's, yes, it's still very her. Yes.
Benoît is really having a renaissance lately, I think, in like really bigger role. And here you can see all the range he has. It hasn't been used as much, but I think like the combination of both, despite whatever their past was, totally work on this film, and it really brings a lot of sensitivity on the part of that he's playing, who's not, as a woman, I have to say sometimes you're thinking like, I mean, Eugénie is great, but she's putting up with a lot. And I don't want to say anything about all the women who are like coming and leaving because we're not Eugénie. Can you talk about working also with Pier Gere, the quite well-known French chef in the film, and getting him to collaborate with you?
Yes, there was a first step. It was during the script writing. I work with a historian to make sure that everything is right. So I made a menu for the movie with him. Then during the prep, I worked with Pier Gere. So he reviewed the whole menu with me, and then he changed a lot of things. He said this is more interesting, etc. And then he cooked for me, for a week, so I can see how all this works. So I can, a little bit anticipate what I will shoot on the set. And then came the moment of the shooting. He gave us a long-time collaborator. His name is Michel Nave, and he was there to keep the spirit that Pier Gere would like for the movie. So he was really important. And in the morning when I come to the set very early, of course the team was already there. We gather in the kitchen because it's the place where we have fire, so we have heat. So it's very nice, And when I come, nothing happened. Sometimes some of them stop talking, they leave the place. But when Michel Nave, he came, everybody applauded. I said, "Come on, Michel, it's something wrong there." When I'm arrived, nobody, and you come and everybody applaud because of course during the shooting we ate everything he prepared for in the movie.
I guess you know what to do next for your next film. You need to cook a little more.
Yes.
You want people to really appreciate you on every level. Uh-huh. So all the menus were of the period, like the way you wanted from the book and then from your idea of.
Yes, of course, but the story take place at the end of the 19th century, and at that time there was Auguste Escoffier. He's a very great cook, and he was about to bring gastronomy into the modern area. So it's important for me to show that. That's why the meal that Dodin prepared for Eugénie, I wanted to give this feeling of modernity coming in the cuisine, because Eugénie, she knows a lot of things. She cooks a lot of different dishes. So Dodin has to surprise her, by trying something. That's why we see him so anxious in the kitchen when he prepared all these dishes for her.
Yeah, it's there's a fusion element also in what is prepared and also the love story, and it's also coming together. It's like nearly a similar approach in the way you see the food being prepared and in the way you're showing the story in the fusion way.
Oh yes, that was the challenge, of course, because I saw a lot of movies about food, but always we have the problem that we start with the food and then slowly we forget the food because of the story, of the drama, and sometimes we lost it. Sometimes we see a wonderful preparation, but at the moment where people start to eat in the story, they argue or something, and then we lost the sense of pleasure. And so in this movie, it was the challenge for me to be able to do this.
So when you were preparing, and did you watch a lot of food movies and thinking like that's not the right approach? Was there anything particular that you...
Yes, of course, I would like to avoid everything that we are used to. For instance, in the movie, I never have beauty shots of the food because for me, it's more about men and women at work, you know, on an art. And everything needs to be real and everything needs to be in motion, so I don't stop, you know, showing beautiful shots of the food. That was the idea. And of course, for me also as a personal challenge, I wanted to make a movie that will give some difficulties to the next director.
That's very smart.
Yes.
You've outdone Babette's Feast. That's always the one people like the most about, like food and film. So.
Yes, yes. But my favorite is Tampopo, the Japanese.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, yes.
It's great because now every series about like art of the culinary, you know, pleasures. You'll have to come back.
Yes.
How difficult was it to shoot, and how often did you have to like the takes? If something doesn't go right, like do you have to like throw out the food and start again?
Yes, of course. Oh. Yes. If not, I'm not, you know, sitting here talking to you. I'm still shooting the movie.
But how long were the takes, and what you did with?
It was quite a short shooting, only 32 days. It's very short for that kind of movie, and we prepare a little, you know, maybe a lot before the actors arrive on the set, because I don't want the actors to rehearse too much, because I would like them to discover something with me on the set. So nothing was planned, and I improvise on the set, and trying to have that degree of precision, and also this feeling of freedom to see them moving everywhere with the camera. All this to enhance the feeling of sensuality, because it's nice to see their body moving in the space.
There's a lot of sensuality in the film, and it comes, I mean, also through all the aspects of the period piece and the movements that the actors are like deliberating with each other, and also with a younger cast, you know, that's coming into, and it's a very fine line that you do not cross, where it stays on the right side of it, and it's extremely moving. So
yes, Pauline was important in the movie, because she's with her it was about a transmission, of course, but also she played a very important part in the somehow the resurrection of Dodin, because he after Eugénie's death, it's difficult for him to relate to life. So it's because of the promise that he made to Pauline that decide him to find a new cook to train her, and this bring him back to life.
I also want to congratulate you on being the French nominee for the Oscar.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You're going to have a lot of work and travel ahead of you, you know, so to show the film and share the film and talk about how much we need to eat together as well.
Yes, I'm happy to do it, because when you spend a lot of time and energy to make a movie, you would like to bring it as far as possible. Yeah. So I'm happy to do it.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.